Hi guys, good morning all of you. Hope all of you can hear me. Anyone guys, can you please confirm is I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Right guys, thank you. So there was a small delay. Actually today the meeting was not started. I think still some people are yet to join. Okay, anyhow it's a demo session only, no? So we'll start with the discussion guys. So guys, like we have been discussing we didn't started with any technical aspects actually, guys. So it is going to be all about I just started with some introduction part, which is going to be, just give me a second. Right. So we have been discussing about some introduction parts we have been got discussed. Like we have been first initially started with what is data science, what is the full stack data science, like what are the contents or what are the core concepts we have to learn. And after that, I have discussed about a little bit about machine learning. So guys, if anybody has been joined for you the today's class, if today is your first class, so nothing to worry about that. So nothing has been happened. It's a very few concepts, not concepts actually. We have been just done a discussions actually, guys. Just a 2 days discussions, hardly 1 hour of time, not more than that. Hardly 40, 45 minutes or hardly 50 minutes class actually. It is only some introduction part we have been got discussed. You can get no need to worry about that also. You'll be getting the recording videos of that particular whatever the classes you have been missed. My team will send a follow-up mail they will send you. In the follow-up mail, you can find out the videos actually. You can just go to that actually. So yesterday we have been got discussed about something definitions of like what is machine learning. We have been started in the yesterday session, guys. This is the yesterday's discussion, what I have been started. So how the history was started in 1959 by Arthur Samuel. He was an employee in IBM. Okay, he was an expert in gaming and AI. So he has given the definition for machine learning saying that we are giving the ability to learn without explicit coding. That is what we have been done. And how it was possible also, I told you, there are mainly two reasons. So which is going to be, one is the computing power of the system and other one is going to be the machine learning algorithms. So mainly these are the two reasons. The computing power has been increased. So I told you the history, like in 1960s or 1970s, what is the computing power? In 2000s, how the computing power, and after 2012, how the computing power has been got changed actually, guys. Almost all after 2010, how that particular computing power has been changed, isn't it? So we know that how the computing power day by day, it was changing. We have been seen about the technology also. We have been seen about that. Like for example, if you want to do some kind of an storages, like which is going to be some kind of a storages. So you know that hard disk is our your computer storage. But whenever we want to carry the data, so you may hear about that floppy disk. Maybe you guys, maybe you may not has been seen the floppy disk, isn't it? So floppy disk is going to be the first one, which is going to be the storages. I think before the floppy disk, we used to have a tape drives used to be there actually, but floppy disk is where I have been seen about that. So do you imagine that, guys, what is the floppy disk size is going to be? It is 1.44 MB is the space a floppy disk can store actually, guys. Previously, the floppy disk are going to be a little bit larger size floppy disk used to be there. After that, we have got a small size floppy disk. We have got it. A small size floppy disk we have been seeing. If you want, you can search in the Google, like what are the floppy disk. If you see that before it is going to be a large size, after that it has been become a small size. But do you imagine that it is a size of 1.44 MB? Only 1.44 MB is the storage actually, guys. After that, we have got CDs. After that, we have got DVDs. We used to do a lot of extra work actually, guys. So CD burning at that time in 2000s, we used to work on that actually, guys. So we have to have a CD writer must be there. The reader and writer. Reader means only it can read. Writer means we can write. We used to burn the CDs. If anybody wants the software, so get a CD and we used to do that actually. But how much space it is going to be? CD space is approximately, I think 700 MB is the CD space, whereas the DVDs are going to be 1 point somewhere around 1.2 GB or something we used to have it actually. But is anybody is nowadays buying a CD or a DVD? Even our computers are not coming with the A CD player or the CD or a DVD writer, we are not getting it actually. Earlier, we used to have it actually. Now, latest computers, how the computers are becoming lightweight it is becoming. Why? Because no CD player. It is becoming thin. Previously that particular laptops used to be a very larger size and which is going to be very huge size. It is going to huge weight is to be there. But now it has been became very light and thin. Why? Because no CD and no DVD players or no CD writers are there. After that, we are using the pen drives. Is nowadays anybody is buying a pen drive now? Nobody is almost all for some specific purpose only they are buying it actually. Otherwise, we are having completely, we are using Google Drive or which is going to be OneDrive from Microsoft or something. We are using it actually. Cloud storages. So like that, technology has been completely changed, guys. Technology has been completely changed. So due to the technology change only, all these particular, whatever the success stories we are seeing is going to be able to be, we are able to do it actually. So I seen the what is that floppy disk I have been seen. In 2001, we used to use a floppy disk only, guys. So just go to that and you may never heard about that actually. So if you see the floppy disk, how the floppy disk drive used to be there, guys. So to the computer at the beginning, before, there used to be one floppy disk used to be there actually, guys. So these are the images of the floppy disk. These are small disks actually. Earlier, we used to have a large disk. So like this, you can see that actually. See, this is going to be how the large disk was there actually. Slowly, the size of the disk has been changed. Hardly it is 1.44 MB is the space actually, guys. Just see that. It is going to be 1.44 MB. So imagine 1.44 MB now, as of now. No, not even a particular image. For example, if I take, for example, that means if I take an image from a professional camera, it will be almost all somewhere, not even that. Even from your mobile, if you take an high resolution, if you take it will be 5 MB, 6 MB. Even we cannot copy that into a floppy disk actually. So how the changes has been got taken place, 3.1 old, which we used to have it actually, guys. This is the original floppy disk initially. Initially, we used to have this kind of a floppy disk, what we used to have it actually, guys. After that, they have been size was decreased to this one, but after that, they have been replaced with CDs and DVDs. It has been changed. So technology change has been taken place, not from a very fastly like 50 years, 60 years. It is hardly in 2001 actually, guys. Hardly in 2001, we used to use it actually. In 2001, we used to use it actually. Okay, hardly how many years back? 20, 21 years back, not more than that. I told you no. History in this particular, the IT sector or the computer field, olden days means no need to go for 60 years, 70 years back. Hardly 15, 20 years back is the olden days. For this particular computer, whatever the IT infrastructure we are having, everything is going to be. So nowadays, it is going to be even the ATM machines. After 2020 only, all this has been changed actually, guys. That too, the reason is also internet came into the existence. All these things, this has been happened actually. Okay, fine. And even I told you like what type of maths is required. Some few questions has been got. Like 10+2 standard maths is going to be required. Not beyond that, it is not required actually, guys. It is 10+2 standard maths is required. I told you also, you can buy the books if you require so that you can have a reference to that actually. Okay, so these are going to be the yesterday's discussion we have been got done. So today, I will add a little bit technical concept. I will add it actually, guys. So what is a technical concept I'm going to add it here is, once again, data was there. What is machine learning actually, guys? Data was there. Data was given to the machine. Machine is nothing but your computer. Your computer is going to learn the data. How it will learn, I told you actually, guys, with the help of the algorithms. With the help of something called as the machine learning algorithms is going to be there. I told you. Algorithms are going to be important actually, guys. Your algorithms are going to be important actually. So just to show you the concept, just it is one class before your class only. It was there actually, guys. Just before your class, this has been happened. Just it is going to be before your class only, guys. So don't worry about the code, what we have been written there. But the main thing is you can see very clearly, guys. So how that algorithm is going to work. So how to visualize them. So these are all how the algorithms are going to be working actually. Don't worry, you can't understand it, but just it is the way which we are going to understand the algorithms. I told you, we are going to use the different resources. I'll tell you, I'll make you to do some certification programs. A free certification programs will be there. I'll make you to do that kind of a free certification programs also. I'm going to be making you to do actually, guys. Okay. So that is going to be the one thing what we are going to be gets doing that. Right now itself is not required. I'll show you because if I show you now, some people will try them actually. That's why I'm not going to show you that in online from online itself from top universities, guys. It is not from some other universities. It is going to be from top universities in US. I will make you to do the certification program. But every day you have to spend at least 1 or 2 hours of time for that actually. 1 hour is sufficient. You don't require weekly 3-4 hours. If you spend it, that is sufficient. You can get a certification program from them. It's a small. We are having multiple certifications will be there. I was expert in so and so. I was certified in so and so. I was certified in so and so. Different skills. I'm going to make you understand it. Okay. So data was given to the machine. I said that machine is going to give you the insights. The machine is going to give you the insights. It will find out the insights. Based on the insights, we can do some kind of a prediction actually. Okay. So this is the process what we do it as part of the machine learning. So as I said that machine learning is a process where the machines are going to be trained. They will be trained by some data with what has been happened in the past. And based on that particular learning, we can easily predict what could happen in the future. So for that, I told you a simple example. So analyze the past customers' data in the loans department. And based on that, you identify some pattern because every data will tell you some story. Inside is nothing but the story behind the data, guys. What is the story in the data actually? The story in the data. Whatever the data story was there, what story the data is telling, you can see it actually. I told you no. So we require, for example, I already told you what is movie ratings. So the ratings of a movie, or it may be a review of a particular product, isn't it? So we don't require anything. We will take the data actually. So they have given some ratings, 3.5, 4.2, some 2.5, etc., etc. Simple. How do you decide it? Whether that movie was a success or failure, hit or a flop? So it depends on what is the average rating we do it actually. Not only based on average rating, there are some other techniques also we'll use this actually. What is the mean? What is the median rating? And I will verify that. Nowadays, you have seen that, no, guys. For example, we'll see some kind of an ads. Like what you used to say that some years before, they used to say that, for example, when some organization is giving some ad related to data science course. So they're saying that, so if you learn data science, what is the average salary? They used to say that previously they used to say like this, average salary is going to be 15 lakhs, for example. Now they are not saying average salary, guys. They are saying that average as replaced by the median salary they have been replaced. Even in ads also you can see the median salary is going to be this much. So that has been more appropriate than the average salary. So median is more appropriate than the average or the mean salary it is going to be. So we'll use some kind of a techniques actually. Okay. So just today, quickly, I'll tell you one by one steps of I'm going to tell you guys, like what techniques we are going to do it in machine learning. So data was given to the machine. Machine is going to learn the data. Machine is going to understand the data, and based on that, prediction is done. Then what is my work here now? What is my work? So as a machine learning expert, what I have to do actually, guys? Okay. So to understand that, let me tell you the steps actually, guys. First of all, data need to be fed to the machine actually. So if you want to, data need to be fed to the machine. Directly, the data cannot be directly, we cannot feed it to the machine. Why? Because data may be available in different formats and which is available in a different location with a different systems. Different systems, maybe some data may be there in Excel sheet, some data may be there in some CSV file, some data is there in a database system. Like that, your data may be available in multiple systems. It is to be there actually, guys. So first of all, what we have to do as a machine learning expert, I'm only talking about the machine learning scope of machine learning only I'm talking about. As a machine learning expert, first of all, we should know, I told you already, guys, these are going to be a collection of various techniques we are going to learn it actually. We are learning various techniques, various skills we are going to learn it actually. So the first skill we have to learn is, guys, we should know how to collect the data. So the first skill is going to be nothing but what we are going to call it as a data collection. So what is the problem in the data collection? Data is there. Can't you collect the data? Yes, we can collect the data. But problem is that data is in multiple formats. And some data may not be always is not in a readable format also. They will be in a different styles, different formats. It will be available. So we should know how to collect the data from various systems. We have to collect it. It's not simply reading the data. I didn't say data reading. It is data collection. So different systems will be there actually, guys. Like we have a CSV files. Nowadays, so many options are there actually, guys. CSV files, Excel sheets, database systems. These are all old traditional systems actually, guys. But nowadays, we have got so many other options are there. Like we may have an option in the JSON file, or we are going to be having, which is going to be cloud storages, etc., etc. So different formats. So how to read the data from CSV, how to read the data from Excel sheet, or how to read the data from a database system, or how to read the data from a JSON file, how to read the data from an XML file, how to read the data from a SAS file, etc., etc. We have it actually, guys. Or the data from a cloud storages. So it is an Azure storage or AWS, or it may be Google. So you may have a different types of cloud storages. So how to read the data from a different types of cloud storages we have, even how to read the data from websites. So like that, you should be, because the data does not resides always in a single format and a single storage format only. They will be available in different systems, and the data is also in a different formats. So a skill that is required is data collection. So don't think that simply we'll just do this option, we'll read the data. No, we'll have a different issues with the data while reading. Some files will have the headers, some files does not have the headers. Okay, headers may be there, headers may not be there. So we have a different problems will be there. How to handle all the problems we'll see in the concept of data collection. Okay, first we have been collected the data. Can I immediately feed the data to the machine? No, it's not possible. It's not possible. As I told you, everything you can compare with the human learnings. So we went to the school, the teacher is going to explain, or the teacher is going to explain. So there is a textbook was there. So first what the teacher will do, whether this book is going to be, that means whether this book is containing all the concepts which can be understandable to a particular student. For example, if the book is not that much standard level or very high standard level to study, the teacher does not, the teacher says that this book is not recommended. Even I also will recommend some books. So whenever I'm recommending the books, I'll also check it out. I simply don't download it and directly share it with you. First of all, I also check the textbook. What is the book which is going to be used for? So this book is going to be basically, okay, this is going to be good. You can read it. I will suggest it actually. So that means, first of all, I am going to study that particular book. I will try to understand them, and I will try to do some analyze. I try to do some analyze that particular book, whether this book is in a proper format or not, or is the contents are going to be correct or not. All these things I will read it, and then only I'll recommend it actually. Same as it is, simply don't collect the data and directly feed it to the system. Machine has to learn. So first of all, we have to verify whether the data is in a position to be understandable to the machine, or is a machine can understand that particular data or not. We have to study it actually. So actually there is a lot of pre-processing technique is required actually, guys. There is a lot of pre-processing is going to be there. Okay. So anyhow, there is a little bit a technical word, what we call it as processing, but easy to understand. We are going to call it as, which is going to be nothing but what I am going to call this skill as a data analytics skill. We have to do some analysis on that particular data, guys. What is meaning of analysis? I'm not analyzing what is the data. I'm trying to analyze, like, is the data is sufficient so that the machine can learn? Is the data is in a proper format to make the machine to be understandable? Or is every data is available? Or is there any missing data is there? So all these are going to be some kind of an analytics, what we have to do that actually. We'll do some analysis. Just you have to do some basic analysis. We have to do that. Analysis means we are not trying to understand the data here now. I just trying to understand how is the data. Is the data is in a correct format or not? Is relevant data is there? Is there any outliers are there? Or is there any missing values are there? Is there any non-correlated data has came? Something like that, we want to do it actually. Example, just an example I'll tell you. I want to analyze, let us say, some temperatures on a day. My application is, I have a data related to the temperature. It's a weather temperature actually. So like, for example, let us say that at 12 a.m., let us say that the temperature is, for example, let us say 20 degrees centigrade. Let us say I'm taking in degree centigrade. 1 a.m., let us say that it is 19 degrees centigrade. At 2 a.m., due to some problem, the data was missing. The data was not there. I didn't have the data with the 22 a.m. 3 a.m. data, for example, it is going to be again 20 degrees centigrade. At 4 a.m., again, the data is going to be, let us say, 21 degrees centigrade. Just an example, actually, guys. So this is the data what I got. This is the data what I have got from the data set. Now, the problem here is the data was missing here. This is a missing data, actually, guys. Okay, and one more data has been came is at 4 a.m. the temperature is 21 degrees, but let us say that it may be either the device error or it may be human error. It has been entered as 221 degrees centigrade. The human has been entered, but unfortunately has pressed the 2 for 2 times. So what happened? 221 degrees it has been placed. So a weather which is having 221 degrees centigrade is an impossible case actually. If a weather is at 221 degrees centigrade, so what happens to the humans? We know that actually. Just an example I'm talking. So there is a missing data was there. And this is going to be some kind of an inaccurate data. It is not an accurate data, it is there. So unless and until you don't analyze the data, you don't understand the issues with your data. Is there any issues are there? We have to verify that. That is what I'm talking about, data analytics. Okay. And once you do the data analytics, you identified, no? So we identified the issues with the data. So how to handle these missing values? How to handle this inaccurate data? This is what we are going to call it as a data cleansing technique, what we are going to call it as. Cleansing or cleaning, anything is a fine case. Technically here, instead of saying cleaning, we use as the word called as a data cleansing, we are going to call it as. It is indirectly cleaning the data actually, guys. So we are making our dirty data, which is going to be nothing but it's a dirty data. Generally, this data is what we call it as dirty data actually. So this dirty data, we are going to be cleaning up. So we are going to making it tidy data actually, guys. From untidy data, we are converting into which is going to be tidy data. There are some rules are there actually, guys. If you want to call a data as a tidy data, there are going to be some kind of a rules are there actually. If you want, you can check it out in the online. There are going to be tidy rules will be there. What are tidy rules? If you just go and if you type which is going to be tidy rules, you will get this kind of a rules actually, guys. Can you see? These are going to be tidy rules, what we are going to do that actually. All related to data sets only, guys. All data is going to be related to a data set. So he is the one of the very popular person, which is going to be the Hadley Wickham. So he has contributed a lot to the data analytics. So see, it is going to be tidy data. It is going to be some kind of an R project for statistical computing. Yes, all of them are related to our data science related concepts only. These are all related to our data science related concepts. So data collection, data analytics, and data cleansing. Who will do all these things, guys? Machines can't do it. Machines can't do it actually, guys. We have to do it manually. So a machine learning expert has to do all this work manually by the user, by the machine learning expert has to do it actually. These will not be done by the machine automatically. So first of all, the data machine learning expert has to collect the data and he has to do some analytics and he has to do the data cleansing. He has to do the data cleansing. And after that, he has to perform another skill called as a data visualization. This is another skill that is required actually, guys. The data visualization is also a skill which is basically required to understand the data only. It is also part of understanding the data because some data is not a small quantity of data. The data is going to be a huge quantity. Then how can you analyze the data? How can you analyze the data? Then we do some kind of what we are going to call it as a data visualization skills, what we are going to do that actually. We do some kind of a data visualization skills, what we are going to do that actually, guys. Okay. So don't worry. I'm just going to show you like, how do you do the skills? How do you do the skills? So I'm going to be using a Python language. I'm going to be using it actually, guys. Just don't worry. I'm just going to use this some kind of a data. I'm going to be using it actually, guys. So for that, I have to import some libraries. Don't worry. This code I will again explain. I'm just showing you like what are the skills we do and how we are going to do it actually, guys. See, it's very simple technique only, guys. PD dot. You want to read the data. We have a different options are there, guys. I can read the data from Excel sheet. I can read the data from CSV file. I can read the data from JSON file. I can read the data from something like an Pocket file or a pickle file, SAS file, database systems. We are having a different options are there. So don't worry, I'm going to just read the data from which is going to be a CSV file. Don't worry about the data. Just I have a data file with me. So C:/data/, I say something called as an stocks data set is there. In that, we are having some stocks data set of Bharti Airtel. I'll put this data into one data set actually, guys. See the data actually, guys. This is the, don't worry. This is the data what I have been read. It contains so much data, but I have been displaying only the first 5 records only. I'm displaying it actually, guys. Started from 2002. Started from 2002, the data was there actually, guys. It is the stock price of Bharti Airtel starting from 18th February 2002 and till we have the data up to what data we have it actually, guys. Don't worry. We'll discuss all these techniques. We are going to be working with that actually. Up to what date we have it actually, guys? 30th April 2021. Almost all somewhere around, we can say 19 years data actually, guys. Almost all, isn't it? 18th February 2002 up to 2021, we have the data actually, guys. Almost all somewhere around 19 years data was there actually. 19 years data was there. So see the company name, date, symbol, series, whatever that is going to be related to some stock market. What is the previous close? What is open? What is the high? What is the low? What is the last? Etc. Etc. We can do that. Just I'm just doing some basic application, guys. What is meaning of basic analytics? I'll try to find out how many records are there. Just an example. How many records are there? It is df dot, which is going to be shape. It will tell you 4,774 records are there. 4,474 records are there. Is there any missing data was there? I'll try to find out actually, guys. Don't worry. It is going to be very simple. One line, simple lines of code only we do it actually, guys. Is there any missing value in the data set? Yes. Can you see? In traits, we have a data set which is missing. How many values are missing? 2,318 values has been missing. Out of the 4,774, 2,718 values are missing in the this column called as, which is going to be traits column is available. Some data was missing actually, guys. Simply if you look at the data, can you see nan data was missing. Okay. In deliverable volume, 16 values are missing. In percentage of deliverables, it is 16 values are missing. So some data was missing in the data. Some data was missing actually, guys. So how to handle this data? That is a data cleansing technique. Sometimes we want to analyze the data. So 4,774 values, I can't see it manually. How the higher price or opening price has been there. I want to verify it actually, guys. But normally if I see 4,774 values, when it increase, when it decrease, how can you identify that? You cannot see the data, 4,774 values, we can't see it. Then I'm going to be using another technique I'm going to be using. Don't worry, guys. I'm just writing a few lines of code. I told you now, today I'm going to discuss about small technical concepts actually. It is going to be .pyplot as a PLT. Don't worry about that. Very simple, very easy. PLT dot, which is going to be, I said line, sorry, PLT dot, which is plot. I'm going to say that it is going to be, which one? The column name is going to be open. Open is the column name. Data is equal to nothing, but it's a df actually, PLT dot show. Simply, it will show you like how the data, how the spark, how the particular price has been varying over the time period. It is showing you actually, guys. It initially started with a very lower value. After that, it has been increased more than 1,000. It has been went, and after that, suddenly it has been came down. Again, it increased, and again it has been decreased. Actually, guys, can you see how the data was varying? You can see it actually. Everything is going to be customizable. Don't worry. Just I'm showing you some few application actually, guys. Fixed size, I'm going to be increasing 12 comma, which is going to be 5. I'm just increasing the size of the what is my figure. So in the earlier case, it is printing like this. Now it is going to be printing like this actually. See the data, isn't it? So something like this, we can use a different, what is this actually? It's a data visualization skill. So using this, we can clearly understand like how it has been got increased. It was increased like this. And after that, it has been got decreased. And over the time period, we can see the data actually. So something like that, we can see the data like this actually, guys. So it is a data visualization skills. We cannot see now 4,774 values. I can see it on a single screen. If I display the data, I can't see it actually. I can't see it. But here, all the 4,774 data points, I can see it in a single screen. I can see it actually. This is what we are going to call it as data visualization. Who performed this data visualization? Again, by a machine learning expert. All these are manual process only, guys. Only one process is an automated process. Remaining all processes are going to be manual process. So data collection need to be done by the user. Data analytics need to be done by the user. Data cleansing need to be done by the user, and data visualization need to be done by the user. Everything should be done by the user only. Okay. Now the main, so once if it is all of them are going to be done, guys. All of them are going to be done. So these are all, generally we are going to call it as an EDA. These are all going to be comes under a concept called as an EDA, exploratory data analysis. It is what called as exploratory, which is going to be exploratory data analysis. In simply, we are going to call it as an, which is going to be what we are going to call it as EDA, which is the one of the important tasks in a data science. You verify any data science project you see, guys, any data science project you see, or any data science code you see that. First, they will perform EDA. Without the EDA, we cannot directly go for the data. Machine learning, we cannot go for. First thing is, whether it is a data science, whether it is a deep learning or NLP or AI, whatever you work, these 4 steps are common, guys. Data collection, first you collect your data, then you do some analytics. Data cleansing is required because every data is not going to be accurate. And apart from that, we also has to perform a data visualization skill. This is what we call it as EDA. Check it out. What is EDA in just EDA in data science or EDA in machine learning, EDA in AI, whatever we call it as, EDA is a common skill actually, guys. Check it out. What is EDA? Exploratory data analysis. EDA is going to be an exploratory data analysis. So in every data science project, whatever the data science project is there, compulsory we have to go for EDA. Without the EDA, we can't work with them. See, we have a lot of resources based on that particular EDA concept is going to be there. So what is exploratory data analysis? It is an approach that is used to analyze the data and discover some trends, patterns, and some assumptions in that particular data. So we'll see what is that exactly. We'll see that applications later actually, guys. Okay. So this is going to be mainly the first important steps which a machine learning expert has to do. Then once if a machine learning expert identifies that yes, data is all these are nothing but some processing we are doing so that the machines can learn. Machines can't learn the data as it is, guys. Machines can't learn the data as it is. There is some standard notations are there. We have to convert the data modeling need to be done. The machines requires the data in so and so format. Then only it is going to understand. Otherwise, machines can't understand the data or it can't learn the data actually. So main important here is once the data is ready for learning or once the data was ready for training, we'll feed this data to the machine. Now the machine is going to learn actually, guys. That is what we are going to call it as a machine learning model. We call it as a model fitting what we are going to call it as, guys. That is nothing but indirectly the model fitting or what we call it as model training. This is where the ML is going to take place. Machine will learn in the 5th step. Directly in the 1st step only the machine can't learn it actually. You collect the data, do some analytics, clean them, visualize them, understand it more and more, everything, do some data modeling, and then you feed that particular data to your machine learning model. Immediately the machine learning model is going to learn from that particular data. Even syntactically also we do the same thing actually, guys. We do like this model.fit. We are going to do like this actually, guys. Model.fit. We are going to say that it is a model fitting. Model fitting is nothing but where the machine learning is going to taking place. But how it will learn? Again, same thing actually, guys. There is going to be some algorithms will be there. Directly, machines can't learn it. We'll specify what algorithm we have to use, what parameters you have to use. Everything is within our control only. It will be done. So this is the step where the machine is going to be does actually, guys. And that is the actual process. That is an actual, whatever the process in our machine learning. Machine learns and it says that, yes, I learned this from this particular data. It will get you some kind of an insights. Yes, it will get you some insights saying that these are the patterns of defaulters, these are patterns of non-defaulters. But once the machine has been learned, same as I told, everything you can correlate with the human learning. So let us say that when we went to the school, so in the classroom, the teacher has explained, or even in this classroom, no need to take the school level. I explained something in the class. In the classroom, I have in the actual session, I'm going to explain some concept. I'll ask you, did you understand the concept or not? Yes, everybody says that, yes, sir, we understood the concept. You are not children, right? So you have been grown up and you are the adults and you are going to be. So I will obviously, okay, you have been understood. Okay, well and good. I'll accept it. But in our school days, whenever it was a child, we cannot accept him that he's saying that he understood the concept. How much extent he has been understand, or how much the extent he has been understood the concept. So for to do the testing, what I will do, either I'm going to give some homework saying that same as it is today, everybody has been understood. So what I will do is I'll give a task. So I'll give a task actually. I don't say homework. I'll say that it is going to be a kind of a test or a kind of an assessment. So I'm going to conduct a test. So giving some kind of a problem statement and I'll ask you to solve them actually. Then I will come to know that how much extent you have been understood that particular concept. This is what we are going to call it as an evaluation. We have to evaluate actually, guys. Machine will learn. Okay, fine. Machine has been learned, but I told how much extent the machine has been learned, how much extent it is correct, how much extent it is wrong. We have to evaluate it. It's also called as a testing, but generally we'll avoid using the word called as a testing actually, guys. Why? Because testing is a term generally we are going to use test the programs. But here we are not testing a program. We are testing how much effectively the machine has been learned from the data. That's why we are going to call it as an evaluation of model performance. A very, very interesting topic also. This is the main important topic also. Model evaluation. Everybody can train it. Everybody can train it also. Everybody can train it. Does not matter. Machine learns with any kind of a data. If it is there in some standard format, machines can learn. But how much effectively that has been learned, it depends on the data what you have been given. If I give proper material, you can understand it, you can learn it easily. Effectively also you can learn. If I don't give a proper material to you, you can't understand it. Same as it is evaluation of model performance. Who will do that? This is again done by the user only. Evaluation is also done by the user. Only one step only machine will do actually, guys. Only the learning is what the machine is going to do. Remaining all the steps, we have to do it manually only. So you collect the data, you analyze the data, you clean it, you try to visualize the data, do some lot of exploratory data analysis on the data. Once the data was ready, then you can feed the data to the machine. Machine will learn. But how much extent the machine has been learned correctly, that is what we are going to do is what we call it as evaluation of the model performance. Sorry, it is evaluation of the model. I say that it is not okay. Evaluation of model performance. Model performance actually, guys. It is evaluation of the model performance. How do you evaluate the model performance? How much accuracy it is giving, etc., etc. We are going to do it actually, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to discuss about them, but you can see. Just don't worry. This is the previous class actually. It is almost all there are at the end of the class actually, guys. Just to show the code actually. Can you see? Model.fit, which is going to be some data. What is model.score? 80% it is accurate. 93% it is accurate. The score, how many marks this model has got? 93 marks. That means if I give 100 questions, there are answering 93 questions correctly, 93.33%. But here, if I give 100 questions, there are only answering 80% of them are going to be correctly only. So 80% is the score. You can see that. Just an example I'm showing you. It's a random forest classifier. The algorithm is a random forest classifier. Here, the algorithm is a decision tree classifier. So there are some algorithms will be there. We don't write any code, guys. We'll just import it and we'll use that. We don't write any code. You can see there. I read the data. After that, I'm doing some training testing. And after that, I'm giving for training, I'm testing a 93% accuracy. So how much it is predicted correctly also, we can see them. 80% it is correctly. So this is, yes, absolutely, guys. This is same thing it is saying that. If the weight is less than or equal to 138, it is an oranges. If the weight of a fruit is more than 148, it is an apple. It is studying the data actually. Okay, you will understand it later. So evaluation of model performance. So just we have seen, no, it has given 80% only is an accuracy. 0.8 means 80%. Now, same case. Let us say that a student has got only 80% of the score. So what the teacher will do? They will verify where he was lagging or where he is doing the mistakes actually. So addition he is doing correctly, subtraction is doing correctly, multiplication they are doing correctly, division they are not doing correctly. So the teacher will try to improve the performance by giving more and more examples, by giving a different scenarios. How the teacher will always try to improve the performance. Here also will try to improve the performance, guys. Improving of model performance. How to improve the model performance? So these are the two important topics actually, guys. Training a machine learning model is very easy, but how much efficient it is one important task. And how much it is going to be, how to improve the performance is also one of the important concept actually. So read the data, do some analytics, clean it, visualize it, train it, evaluate it, and improve it. These are finally the steps actually, guys. And finally, the last step is going to be, it's a main important step for everything, but we'll discuss at the last. That is nothing but deployment. That is going to be nothing but it is going to be deployment actually, guys. So these are the 8 important steps which we have to follow it actually, guys. So these 8 steps, whatever I'm talking about, is common for any machine learning algorithm. Whether you work with machine learning, deep learning, process may changes, but steps are same. We do the data collection. We do some analytics. We'll clean it. We'll try to visualize the data if it is necessary to understand it. Then we try to do the training. And after that, whatever the training is over, we'll try to verify how much extent the learning has been got done, or how effectively the training has been, whether the model was able to learn it or not, how much extent it has been learning, 80%, 85%, 90%, and we'll try to improve the performance. Once it was improved, then we do the deployment actually. Deployment into which is going to be a cloud will deploy it actually, guys. Cloud or even from a local system also we do it actually. Okay. So if I do it on local system, I can use only in my system only. If I deploy into the cloud from anywhere in the network, universally, from anywhere, anybody can use it actually. So like that, we do the deployment into the cloud or the local system. We are going to deploy it actually, guys. So these are mainly the 8 steps which we have to follow it actually. So the names will slightly changes. Different people in a different opinions. Different experts will tell you in a different ways. But finally, we have to understand which one is going to be the better option actually. So once again, I'll recollect once. I'll make you recap. So yesterday I told you about a person called as Syed, isn't it? So he's having a blog. I told you about that. You can see his name also, guys. He is this Dr. Syed. You can see his name, MD and PhD. So having almost 25 years of experience in data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, and is working on which is going to be Department of Computer Science. So he's one of the university in the Toronto he was working, and we can say, I think he's a professor at University of Toronto, Department of Chemical Engineering. It's going to be the data. So he's the name, he's a person actually, guys. So see there at the top, you can see the data science. Can you see? The process, what we can say, first understand the problem definition, So once the problem statement was given, we have to identify the problem definition. I told you, data preparation, data exploration. See, what is data preparation? I told you, all these are going to be only theoretical concepts. So what is data? What is a data set? What is a database? So SQL, ETL process, etc., is talking about that. So this is going to be, he's talking about the data preparation. What is data exploration analysis? So what is meaning of univariate analysis, single variable analysis, bivariate analysis, which is multiple two variable analysis, what we call it as. So see, data exploration is about describing the data means by means of statistical and visualization techniques. We explore the data in order to bring some important aspects of the data into focus for further analysis it is required. Then modeling of the data actually, guys. This is where the machine is going to learn. I told you, different algorithms will be there. Classification, regression, clustering, association rules. We have a different types of what we are having. This is a neural network actually, guys. This is a neural network. This is a decision tree. This is going to be a clustering algorithm. These are going to be association rules. Like this, we are having it actually. But he will only talk only about theoretical, but not about this one actually. Evaluation is a very important, guys. Evaluation is a very important actually. Cross-fold validations. We have so many things are there actually, guys. We'll discuss about holdout method, cross-fold validation, leave one out. There are so many other techniques we are going to be having it actually. Okay. What is overfitting models? We'll see them. What is overfitting models? And finally, it is going to be the deployment process. Finally, it is going to be the deployment process, what we are going to be doing it actually, guys. Okay. So don't worry about all these things. We are going to see all these applications practically when you go for the implementation actually, guys. Okay. So later we'll see how we are going to be doing this deployment, what we are going to be doing it actually, guys. Finally. So anyhow, these are going to be the main important steps. You see any data science project. So just ask what is going to be the data science, which is going to be project, which is going to be data science project, which is going to be life cycle. We'll talk about that. In a data science project life cycle, how we are going to be doing it actually. So just you can go through any blogs or etc. Just it's for a quick reference only I'm showing you. So that is the reason why I'm going to be using some quick references. I'm going to be using it actually, guys. See, guys. Finally, okay, understanding the problem statement is common. First of all, what is the problem statement? That is put it aside. Then data collection. I told you, a different options will be having. We'll collect the data from different system. Some data preparation. I told you, data cleansing, data wrangling, some operations what we have to do. Data modeling. So model the data according to the requirement actually. Then we have to set that it is model deployment. I told you, different steps. Different people will talk about that. So in the model, actually in there only we have the options actually, guys. So all that particular, finally, all the test the accuracies of the model, all these things, general concept, they combine and put it into one single step only, they set it actually. But I just set it into multiple steps. I have been got set it actually. So technically, whenever we want to work on the data science project, these are the skills what you have to require actually, guys. So we are not going to learn, that means we do all these skills with the help of Python. But here we are not learning Python. We are learning some skills, how to collect the data, how to analyze, how to clean it, how to visualize, how to do the model training or model fitting, how do you evaluate the model performance, how do you do the improvement of model performance, how to do the deployment. All these things we can do with the help of a language like Python. I can use Python is better option, guys. Even there is another competitor for the Python up to some extent is nothing but R language. So using some Python or R, we are going to be doing it actually, guys. Not only by using Python and R, we are having some other tools are also there actually, guys. Okay. So what is that particular tool? We are going to discuss it in the later applications. We'll have a look into that, guys. Okay. So this is going to be all about how we are going to be gets working with this kind of a techniques actually. Okay. No, it's not deep knowledge is not required, Archana. It is going to be basic Python is required, which I'm going to teach you in the class, in the classroom itself. And as well as I told you, if you want to learn a little bit more about the Python, then better option is I have some, we have some options. I told you, we are going to give you some Python videos. Okay. which has been taught by Mr. Durga sir. So 170 videos will be there. You will give the access to the 170 videos if you have registered for the data science course. It's not mandatory. I don't recommend it. I don't say that I don't recommend. I don't say that I'll recommend it also. It is completely up to you. If you have that time, if you want to learn, if you want to become more expert, then you can learn it actually, guys. But maximum out of that 170 videos, 60-70% anyhow I'll cover within 15 days only. Only thing is those classes are a little bit slow classes, and those classes are going to be little bit slow classes, and there are going to be little bit what we can say is they can be a little bit slow classes, and there are going to be what we can say is very in-depth, not in-depth actually, more and more clearly they'll explain the concept. That is the reason why they will take some time actually. 170 videos, but that 170 videos, 60-70% I will cover in this particular class. I'll show you that also. I'll compare both of them after my completion of my training program. My training program means my Python classes completed. My Python classes are hardly for 15 days, guys. 2 weeks is sufficient. Okay, fine, guys. So that's it for the today's class, guys. Just for today, we'll already its time was 9. So we'll end up the class for today. And if I have, that means I'm ending my discussion from my side. If you have any questions, I can take up some questions. Okay. Yes, it is same, Archana. It is same 8 p.m. because I don't have any option to change. Why? Because 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I have one class. And again from 9:15, I have another class. So I can't make any adjustment here now. Time will be remaining the same. Hardly 9, 9:05, 9:10, I'll stop the session. Because at 9:15, I have another class is there. Okay, fine. Right. So anyone, guys, if you have any questions with the today's discussion. So I think today we have just went a little bit fast because due to some time constraint, I've just done a little bit fastly, but these are all only the introduction classes only, guys. So maximum my introduction, I don't want to go more and more in the introduction classes. Hope all of you have got the idea about what is machine learning, what we are going to do. Maximum from tomorrow onwards, I'll start with my regular classes. I'll start with the Python from the tomorrow's class. Yes, from tomorrow I'll start it, guys. I'll start it for regular class. These are all regular classes only, guys. I'm not repeating the same topic. So I think the guys who has attended the last 3 classes, you have seen. We just extended the discussions only. I didn't repeat the classes actually. Yes, Archana, obviously there is a recording session from our side. Every day-to-day recording video will be available for you. Maximum by 8 o'clock, right? By 11 o'clock, it will be available for you. It is available in that drive. Okay. From that drive, you can just, if you have in that case in the missing of the class, you can go to the drive and you can watch the videos from there actually. I'll tell you, Bunty, it's not high configuration. We'll first install Python. Actually, Python is sufficient, but in the Python only, which Python you have to install only, there is a difference is there. So you can download the small, that means whenever you want to download the base system, we do it from python.org. This is initially we have to install it. I'll tell you in 1 or 2 classes, I'll tell you. But this Python is not comfortable for us. Then later I'll tell you later. It is going to be, we have something called as an Anaconda is there. So that Anaconda, we have to see it in the coming classes. We have to see that actually later. Within 1 week or 10 days of time, I'll start with this Anaconda Python. But initially, I'll use the core Python, the base Python system, which was provided by Python community. Yeah. The share, Rahul, it's not yet shared with you. They will share it once because only 3 classes are done now, still in the demo classes. So already it was there. My backend team will take care about all those things actually. Okay, they'll share you. There's no need to give the path. They will directly share it to your email IDs only. Okay, so how to apply? Yes, Aman, we have the placement assistants will be there. And also I'll guide you like where to apply, how to update your profiles. There are going to be some options are there. So we'll do some kind of, and nowadays they're asking about what is your GitHub repository, or tell me what is your Kaggle account. So they're asking about the GitHub repository actually, guys. Just like how they're asking about LinkedIn link. Nowadays companies are asking about the GitHub link actually. What is your work? So where is your link? So I'll tell you all those particular applications. Yes, absolutely, Shalini. We'll create a WhatsApp group also, we'll create it. But today we have started only 3 days classes are there. So once actual classes has been not actual classes, if everybody has been, because some people has not yet registered, some people has registered. So we don't want to confuse with them. So once if the batch was finalized, it means once students are finalized, then I'll start up with I'll create a WhatsApp group and we are going to do it actually. Yes, Archana, I have done MSc in computational mathematics. I really want to know from your perspective, what advancement this course bring to my profile. Absolutely, Archana. So I can say that you are going to be the, actually this data science and all these things, algorithms has been actually developed by mathematicians only, mathematicians with the help of some domain experts. So what is this main course is going to be advances your course, your profile is, you know how to implement the mathematical concepts. You know the computational mathematics, you know how to implement it. But I think so you have been implemented by using everything, by using formulation, etc. By using by hand, you are going to do that actually. Or maximum, you are going to use some kind of an Excel or etc. we are going to do. But whenever it comes to the machine learning, really, you can develop your own algorithms because you are already a mathematician. You can understand the algorithms very easily. And you can also develop your own algorithms, which is going to adding a better skill because you are the, actually mathematicians are going to be the best suitable actually, guys. Why? Because these are all related to the math and statistics related concepts only. So a mathematician plus, which is going to be actually, what is a data scientist actually, guys? A statistician plus a computer, which is going to be a software engineer actually. So whatever the theories, whatever the mathematical theories you have been applied, whatever you have been learned, so all these things we can apply practically with the real world with the help of this particular data science course curriculum. Okay, so to solve any real-time problem, whatever the mathematical techniques you know, all these things you can apply practically to solve the real-time problems. That is what the implementation of this particular data science course. Fine, Archana? Right. So right, guys, just for today, we'll stop it for today, guys. And we'll continue in the tomorrow's class with the same link. We'll continue in the tomorrow session, guys. Okay. So thank you for today. We'll meet up in the tomorrow's class, guys. Thanks all of you for today, guys.